Yo, what's up guys? So a couple days ago, UNC released an email outlining their basic plans for the spring semester, sort of a follow-up to the spring semester schedule change email that they sent out like 2 weeks ago. And it's something that answered a few of the questions that we have, still left a lot unanswered. But I want to go through that email, tell you guys about it in case you don't know what they're planning on doing, and talk about what my thoughts are and if I think it'll work or not, or if it's just going to end up being a repeat of the fall. Okay, so here's the email that they sent 2 weeks ago. Basically all it said was that they're going to delay the start of spring semester until January 19th. And honestly, I don't really get the purpose of this that much. I don't think that 2 week barrier is going to create a gap for like a vaccine or like extra precautions or anything. But I guess doing that does give them a reason to cancel our spring break, which is what they did. We don't have a spring break anymore, and that's mainly to avoid people traveling and then coming back to campus and possibly bringing COVID. But that is really unfortunate because the cram semester that we had this fall is already taking like a toll on everyone, and it's really hard to keep up with. But yeah, that is the thing, except they have this time added 5 mental health days because one of the main complaints this semester was there's no breaks. So they added 5 break days throughout the semester, which is nice. Not as much as spring break would have been, and they're going to be spread apart instead of one break all at once, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And they haven't announced the specific dates for these yet. But yeah, moving on to the main email that they sent out on Friday afternoon. They start out by saying they are going to welcome students back to campus. So it is not going to be mandatorily remote for everyone. That is confirmed. And they're going to do a similar thing to the fall and offer 5 different modes of instruction. Last time I checked, this link wasn't updated, and oh, it is updated now. So there's going to be 2 on-campus remote instructions. One of them is like a regular class. You're required to attend it at least once a week, and then some of it might be done virtually, but this is for people that are definitely going to be on campus and able to go to class. Then there's a second one, kind of like the hybrid or high flex one that we had this semester, where you're going to have people attend in person if they want, or you can attend the live class session virtually. I had one class that did that at the start of this semester. It honestly did not work out too well. It was a mess for the teacher to keep up with people on Zoom and people in the class, but they're going to try that again. And then they also have the 3 remote instruction methods, which are like the same ones that we had this semester. Either all of the classes you have to go to at a specific time through Zoom. Then you have mostly asynchronous, which means most lectures will be taped, but you'll have a few live sessions here and there. And then all asynchronous, which means everything's going to be recorded and you can do whatever you want at your own time. And I assume that these instruction methods will display on Connect Carolina when you're registering, so you can see which one the class you want to take is planning on doing. And it says here that classes with 35 or more are going to likely be assigned to a remote only option. So the small classes will be the ones that are doing in person. Moving on, the biggest change that is coming to on-campus living/housing is that they're only going to offer single occupancy on-campus housing, which means there's going to be no roommates allowed. And if you choose that you want to go back on campus, you're going to have to live by yourself, which is quite a big change. But if people really need to or really want to go back, that's a sacrifice that they're going to have to make. But yeah, that's there. And then the biggest thing that I was happy to see is that there's going to be mandatory re-entry and regular COVID testing. This means that as soon as you come back on campus on January 19th, you're going to get tested, and they're probably going to make us all like wait somewhere until the test results come. And then anyone that tested positive is going to instantly go to a quarantine dorm. But everyone that didn't is safe to stay in their dorm or wherever they live. Now, one of the biggest asterisks with this one is something that I hope they release next time that they send out more information, is that if the mandatory regular testing applies to people who are living off campus in apartments or not. Because a lot of the people that I know, and even I was planning to originally do this in the spring, like I said, I'm still undecided, are going to be living in apartments near campus during the semester, so they're able to go to these in-person classes and be on campus, but they're technically not living on campus. So I'm not even sure if they're allowed to like enforce these rules against people that don't live on campus, but if they are allowed to do that, I'm really curious to find out if they will. Either way, it is 100% a step in the right direction and something that gives me a lot more hope for this semester than last semester. And they do say here that they're still evaluating options for how frequently, when the tests are going to be given, where they're going to be given, how the whole logistics of it is going to work. So obviously still much to be answered. It could end up just completely going wrong and not working out at all. I wouldn't be surprised given UNC's track record so far, but I do have hope. And that's pretty much where I stand right now. Cautiously optimistic. I am super glad to hear that they're doing re-entry testing and regular testing, but it's going to depend on how well and how often and all of that they actually do the test that determines whether or not this is going to be successful. My prediction, I hate to go on the more pessimistic side again, but in the fall I thought I was being pessimistic, but apparently I was being generous. I'm gonna say that it's gonna last definitely longer than the fall, but I don't think we're gonna make it to the end. I'm gonna say like 2 or 3 months, so like the middle or end of March, until they start seeing more clusters pop up and it might be sent home again. Of course, this is barring any vaccine that might be available in the near future, which again, I'm not getting my hopes up for. But yeah, even with the single occupancy rule and stuff, I still just don't see it happening that college students are going to follow that rule. 100% of the time, people are going to invite people over to dorms. Apartments still exist, and people that live in apartments are going to be coming to campus, and some spreading might occur there. So there's a lot of stuff that still could definitely go wrong. But if it's a system like Duke is doing, and Duke is still on campus, then maybe who knows how far we'll make it. They just decide to say screw it and hold everyone to the end of the semester no matter what happens or how many cases there are. I could honestly see that happening too, because our reputation has already gone pretty south. Either way, like I said, definitely steps in the right direction. Still don't like the schedule change. I hate not having a spring break, but I get that side of it. I don't understand why we had to start 2 weeks later and they couldn't just move it up 2 weeks. But hey, 2-month winter break, I guess you can't complain that much. And I also hope that they don't just fake all these mental health emails and pretend like they actually care about our well-being when they very clearly made this schedule so crammed, knowing that students would get burned out and stressed and all of that. But we'll see where they put those 5 break days. Hopefully at least a couple of them are 2 days behind one another, because that makes it so it's like an actual break rather than one day that's meant to relax, but in reality you're just going to end up catching up on all your work. So that we'll find out. I'm excited to learn more information. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen, if you think this is the right call or not. Right now it's looking mostly good, and time will tell if it actually works or not. I hope I'm not making a video at the beginning of February referencing back this video and saying how wrong I was. I don't think so, but you never know again. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Drop a like and sub, comment what you think. I will see you later. Peace out.